You should be getting a handout. Do you guys have a handout? That's great. You should get a handout. I wanted to talk to you guys about a topic that I have to deal with many different times. You guys are, what do you think of the word tattletaling? What do you think? Unnecessary telling. What do you think?
It's something you should, like, if someone does something, you shouldn't tattle on them. You should just keep it to yourself so you
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you think tattletaling is? Yeah. Another word for it is like snitching, isn't it? Right? Have you heard of that? What do you think, tattletaling?
I think it's someone who, like, tells on someone no matter what, even if it's, like, you stole my pencil or something.
Okay, over like small things, nonstop. Is there a time to tattletale? I mean, some of you guys, I guarantee you go home and you tell your mom what? Do you guys ever go to the teacher and say something's happened? Tattletaling. I'm going to talk to you about tattletaling about halfway through the message, but I want you guys to understand that in our life, we do have problems that need to be corrected. Are you part of the solution? Or when something wrong happens around you, do you literally say to yourself, this is none of my business and I'm not going to handle this at all? What do you think? Does that sound right? You're never going to deal with anybody else's problems or things that you see that's wrong around you? Today's message is when Jesus heals what's broken, how the wise respond with correction. That's kind of the theme I want to talk to you about. Have you ever heard the expression iron sharpens iron? Do you know what that's talking about? It's talking about a relationship between two friends. Iron sharpens iron. Do you have a friend that is close enough to you that they're willing to confront you? Is that iron sharpening iron? Is that iron sharpening iron? That's what this is. This is what it means. Let me give you another phrase. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Someone who's open and honest with you looks you in the eye and says, that's not cool. What's that? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Someone saying, like, that was funny. That was cool. This last week I went up to your classes and I went as visiting last week. We did some surveys. We talked to you guys. And one of the comments that I was talking to you about, if there's inappropriate things that are happening in the school, do you ever try to stop it? And I was trying to teach you that you are your brother's keeper and that when the train is coming and someone's on the train tracks, you are responsible to try and get the person off the tracks. I'm trying to teach you this morning that a real friend is willing to talk to someone and say, like, you shouldn't do that. Right? So I asked someone in the class, like, how many friends do you have? And that person said, I have 7 friends. And I said, well, how many of them have ever come up to you and said, you shouldn't do that? She said 2. I said, you have 2 friends. What does that mean? Like, iron sharpens iron. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Better are the blows of a friend than the kisses of the enemy, which means like a real friend isn't afraid of confronting you if you're wrong, okay? Not that friend that comes up to you and says, hey, everything's fine. Okay, so you guys with me? The Bible even talks about a mom that loves her children will discipline them. Like, you care. You care for your friends. But tattletaling in America is different, isn't it? You know, people from other countries, and back in the day in the neighborhood, if you were doing something wrong and the neighbor across the street saw it, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tattletale on you. Why? Because it's their business. They want to help you. And so I'm going to talk to you, what is the difference between tattletaling and being a brother's keeper, iron sharpening iron, and how to be a real friend. You guys with me? All right. I want to talk about, there's a quick little story. It says, I want to talk to you about something that happens every day at school. When someone makes a mistake or breaks a rule or hurts somebody, does that happen every day? Yeah. Let me ask you again. Does somebody make mistakes in your life? Yes. Do people break the rules? Yes. Does somebody hurt somebody else every day? Right? Now, nobody likes correction, whether it's from a coach, a parent, or a teacher. It never feels good. But how we respond to correction actually tells a story. It's not about whether you're good or bad. It's about what's going on inside your heart. Jesus didn't come to shame you, to make you feel horrible, to find all your faults. But he did come to heal the brokenhearted and to set the captive free. And sometimes the thing that's holding us captive is your pride, your fear, or the idea that we always have to be right. So what's the story going on in your heart? There's 3 heart responses. The naive heart. That's the heart that just doesn't realize the impact of their choices. They're not bad. They're just unaware. Do you see that in your notes? Do you see that in your notes, the first response? You ever see how to spell the word naive? Do you notice 2 little dots there? Some people call this the simple person. They're not bad. They're just not aware. They're like, they just get in trouble all the time. I didn't know I couldn't say that. Then there's the mocking heart. That's when someone laughs off correction or tries to make others look small to feel big. Let me say that again. The mocker laughs off correction and tries to make others look small so they feel what? Big. That's the mocking heart. The third heart is a wise heart. The one that says, listen, okay, I don't like hearing this. I don't like being corrected, but maybe I can grow through this. Proverbs 1:22 puts it this way. Listen, how long will you simple ones love being simple? How long will mockers delight in mocking? And fools hate knowledge. Do you see that other passage in Proverbs 9:8-9? It says, if you correct a mocker, let me tell you, I had a teacher come up to me between chapels today. He was talking about, let's just say, not a student. And they were so surprised at how this adult was acting. Am I talking about students that can be foolish? No. Can coaches be foolish? Can teachers make foolish decisions? Listen. We have a tendency to be like this. Listen, if you correct a mocker, they'll hate you. Sometimes it's really hard for me to teach you guys. Some people don't want to listen. It's really hard. Parents like, man, I try, Mr. Swales. But the wise, but correct the wise, and they'll thank you and become even wiser. There's a few times, look at me for a second. Mr. Swales does make mistakes. And I can think in my life probably 2 or 3 times where someone has come up to me and said, come on, Swalesy. And they go like, you're better than that. And I said, thank you. How many friends do you have? I have a few. I have a few. One of my best friends would be Mrs. Swales. And she'll come up and she'll be like, man, you need to, like, let's go for a walk. She hears everything that goes on in my world, and she will love me. Now, I'm not going to call anyone in here a scorner or a fool. We all like to act like that sometimes. Amen? Do you hear my heart right now? I'm not pointing fingers at you guys. And even the adults in this room. The point is this. What kind of heart do you have right now when someone tries to help you? I'm going to give you a real life example. A football practice last year, one player rolled his eyes at the coach when he corrected him. Another player listened very carefully, fixed his posture as a form, a position. It's like a defensive stance in basketball. There's a proper way of defending a player with your shoulders and your hips and which foot is forward. And he actually thanked the coach afterward. The next week, the second player was running the drills for the others. That's a great example. Show these guys. Go work with these guys. Same correction, different heart. The difference wasn't talent, it was teachability. The Bible calls this wisdom. A hearing heart. Solomon had anything he could pick in the world. God said, what do you want? Like a little genie bottle. And he said, I want wisdom, which literally means a hearing heart. The wisest man in the world asked for a hearing heart. Do you have a hearing heart? There are some kinds of punishments that we don't want to use at our school. We don't punish one student by taking something away from everyone. That means we don't bench the whole team for one player's classroom mistake. We don't cancel a play or a concert because a few students have misbehaved. We don't make public example out of a private conflict. We don't force public apologies for private offenses. We don't use humiliation, isolation, or ridicule as teaching tools. Why? Because those things don't restore hearts. They harden them. How's your heart? When someone messes up, our goal isn't to make them pay. It's to help them see, help them understand, and help them grow. Jesus doesn't cancel people, he restores them. The difference between tattletaling, protecting, and restoring. You'll see that in your notes. It's highlighted very clearly. There's a big difference between tattletaling. Tattletaling is about getting someone in trouble. Protecting is about keeping someone from getting hurt. And restoring is about helping someone get back on track. Can you see the difference? I tell parents in conflicts in my office, we're going to do hard things, but we're going to do it with a 4-letter H word. I said we're going to help people. We're going to help people. We're going to do this in a spirit of helping. We're going to confront, but we're going to help. We're not trying to get people caught and in trouble and make a big problem and exaggerate and make up stories when you go home. We have to have a posture of helping. I've had parents in my office say, not into that, Mr. Swales. I want this to stop. I've had enough. I'm like, can you please have a posture of trying to help this child? No, we're done. I understand. You're ticked. If a situation is unsafe, someone's being threatened, hurt, or bullied, that's protection time. If you see someone that's doing really bad things, hurting themselves, doing things they should not be doing at all, guys, it's protection time. We need to help this person. You doing nothing is a problem. You are your brother's keeper. Please, I'm begging you. You might be the only one that can help that person because they're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to the teacher. They're not going to listen to the parents. Please, be your brother's keeper. You guys with me? Don't mean to get emotional. But it's protection time. If the situation is unsafe, when someone's being threatened or hurt or bullied, protect them, help them. If it's not unsafe, like a friendship, conflict, or hurt feelings, it's restoration time. Listen to me. Have you ever been in the doctor's office and they reset your bone, it's broken? Who's been there? Oh my gosh, it's painful. Have you had that happen? My daughter broke her arm her senior year, and she didn't want to go to the doctor because she wanted to play in her last soccer game. So guess who had to go to the doctor's office with my daughter? Mrs. Swales. And that doctor looked at Mrs. Swales and she said, "What are you doing? Why would you let your daughter play in this last game? Her arm's broken and it's off 7%. Now we have to re-break it." And even to this day, when she turns her wrist, it's still a little bit of pain. Why? Because she waited too long. The word restore means to mend a broken net or a broken bone. You know who has to do that? Doctors who can handle it because they know they're doing the right thing. Teachers that confront you and pull you aside and talk to you. They're trying to restore a broken net. A broken bone is not fun to reset. Mrs. Swales was like, "Thanks a lot for making me do that." I was like, "I am so sorry." It's hard, isn't it? Listen, restoration, Jesus gave us an example how to do this in Matthew 18. Go talk to the person privately. Where does it say to do this? The church is actually supposed to do this. The first thing a church is supposed to do when someone's at fault, Matthew 18 says, hey, go to them one-on-one. Is that in a room in front of everybody? No. Are you your brother's keeper? The Bible says, Jesus taught the church, go up to someone one-on-one. Talk to them. Hey, you said something that really offends me. Can you please don't do that again? Number 2, it says, if that doesn't work, bring a trusted friend or an adult. Number 3, if that doesn't work, you go to another authority. It's all for the posture of trying to save someone and help someone who's caught in an offense. We need restoration, not shame. Let's be honest. Correction hurts our pride. But that's because correction touches the part of us that Jesus wants to heal.